portable buildings for the first grade wing of Block. Campus, Ms. Stansbury, are you going to give us some background information?
I had included points of interest to consider the leasing. I don't really have anything to add other than we have about 6 weeks left before school starts, and we want to make sure the students don't have another emergency where we have to move them out. So we would really like to have a semi-permanent fix until the new building is ready to move into. This was the best solution that this is the idea that we came up. We brainstormed. Mr. Mansfield was part of it. Grayson from Kruger was part of it. Mr. Ochoa, and then Belfour, Mr. Williamson was there, as well as Mr. Owen. He walked the building too, and they all concurred that the building, the flood this time was a lot worse than the flood we had a few months after we got into the building. And there's a lot of asbestos, which is going to take time to abate, and then restore the building. That's going to be cutting it really, really close to start up the school. If we did get the kids back in, the insurance adjuster was also at the meeting, and he said this flood definitely fits the definition of a flood because it was widespread rain in the area, and it wasn't just the school that flooded, it was the area that flooded. But because of the construction that's going on, when the roof goes on to the new building, it will be more of a direct hit of water coming straight in front of the old building. And the chances of flood, or water, I want to say flood, is magnified. But the insurance company, because it's construction related, may not want to consider the claim. They may deny the claim. And then we'd still be right back at where we are now, trying to figure out what do we do with the kids, where do we put them. So this was kind of...
So if we don't repair, would the insurance company cover demolishing it?
Okay, the demolishing is already part of our construction contract. The asbestos abatement and the demolition is already in our contract. And Mr. Grayson is here. We asked him, you know, is there an advantage if we went ahead and after we get all of that building evacuated, what could you do if we had it demolished early? Can you make arrangements to have it demolished early? And they checked with Camacho, and that's possible. There's advantages if we could demolish that building. They could get started on the front of the building a lot sooner instead of waiting till January. It would open up that space where they would have access to the front of the building.
Well, I think go to Bill's question. If the insurance pays for demolishing it, could we pay, you know, that would give us extra money for the bond. You know, well, we got money spent for the bond already, we used to cover some of the other overcost runs we've got going.
What the insurance company would do is give us a cash value of what that building would be worth after this damage.
Okay.
Let's start deductible.
And what the adjuster said, it would maybe be enough. Of course, it's going to be taken consideration that what condition it's in, but that monies that we get for the cash payment would maybe pay for the portable buildings.
And the portables, are they equivalent to the size of the rooms as far as student ratio? Do we have enough for growth if there is growth, or is it just squeezing them all in, barely getting there and hoping that?
That I did not ask. But it's a standard portable building, so.
I'm assuming someone looked at the ratio of students in the classroom.
And it's low. Mr. Mansfield
So there's
thought
room
it was
for
a
a little
little
growth.
idea.
Okay. Okay.
The square footage for each classroom meets the state's
Standard class.
It's the same
Yeah.
size that we put in for DAP.
yeah, it's the same size as those.
Okay. Okay.
You know, it looks like on your diagram when you said just 6 classrooms down on the part of that building we're going to there's like 3 classrooms that are still being used, are those still gonna be used or not? There's three, like,
In that
three,
wing?
there's, in the diagram that you sent us, on page 17, it's got the ones marked off, the first grade classrooms, you got, the 6 classrooms down on that side of the building, but then the rest of them are in blue, down, that are part of that wing out there. And so I'm assuming those will still be used, so we couldn't destroy the building, could we?
I'm sorry, my page is not, is it the Keyburger or the Falk
It's
diagram?
page 17.
The fault diagram, fault campus,
Okay.
map.
The classrooms that are in blue here, where it's got the office, mail,
See,
speech.
the ones on the very end there?
The 28, 27, 26, I circled them.
Those are the ones going away.
And those are the ones that we were concerned about moving.
Well, the question is, how is it affecting rooms 25, 32, and 33?
Are they staying?
Do they stand?
No, he would absorb those rooms in the main building of Falk.
So that whole wing would go, so we take that
The
whole
whole
thing out.
wing, yes, sir, I'm sorry.
It would
Yes,
take it from
whole
the
wing.
canopy that connects the 2 buildings together, from that canopy all the way down.
Yeah, from that breeze.
All the way down, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm just kind of looking at that, I said, well,
Another question on that. If you look at BMG on that diagram, 34, 35, and 36, are those still going to be used?
34, 35, and 36 were the portable buildings that are no longer there.
Yeah.
So they're no longer there?
Right, those were demolished.
And the BMG is not doing no more?
There's nothing there that's,
but it wasn't the girls' bathroom on there, they were down there.
Mhm.
right.
It's still themselves.
I guess our picture needs to be updated so they have more accurate information.
They're all gone, so we don't need to worry
Okay.
about them. Okay.
I was just curious if they were still there, if we're going to have
Yeah,
demolition in there in between students.
yeah.
Or the point I was getting.
Yeah, so really it's below 21 on the diagram, is where, anything below 21 on that diagram will be, that's what we're going to close off or demolish.
Yes. Where the U and the AC is, Falk would end there. And we're 19, 20, 21, and the library, that would be the start of the demolition, all the way to the end through 28, 29.
Yeah, okay, so that whole, the whole side down, I mean, so boys and girls bathroom will still be there, and the library, and 19, 20, 21 will still be there, correct?
No,
No, that's
that's
not
all
correct.
demolished.
It's all demolished.
That's totally demolished.
The yellow and
The
the
annex
green
building
would
will be
be
totally demolished, John.
Okay.
Outside. And the bathrooms, unisex, do we know? Bathrooms?
Would you like me to show you an aerial? I have an aerial photo on my phone that I can show you if you'd like, for visuals.
I'll make sure. Mr. Ochoa, do you know if the bathrooms are unisex?
And then the portables?
Yes.
Yeah, it's only got one toilet and one sink in each classroom.
Oh, it's in each classroom?
Each classroom has a bathroom,
Okay.
So you have a total of 4.
yeah.
Okay.
And for the board's information, I believe I'm correct, you made the decision not to hook up the sewers, you're gonna do a holding tank.
No, that's been, we reconsidered that, talking with the companies coming in and looking, and they're saying that because of the amount of usage gonna be used, because it's kids in there.
Right.
We're gonna have to hook them up to the
Okay.
sewer.
We are gonna do that.
We already got a plan for that,
Okay.
yeah.
So the library, the restrooms, workroom, 19, 20, 21 will be gone.
Yes.
Correct.
And what will we do with all the kids that are in those classrooms?
Do we have absorb those in the other classes? I don't think we have enough classrooms.
There's only a total of 6 classes in that building
Utilized now.
being utilized now.
It's just empty space.
And the 6
So
classrooms,
they got like, don't they have life skills, special ed, a bunch of other things in there?
they have a
Mr.
library and a workroom
Yeah.
and a comp room. And according to Ms. Stansberry, Jason has looked at everything and can accommodate the services that need to be rendered on that campus.
It'll be short term anyhow, hopefully like 2 or 3 months, 3 months before we get that really improvement.
Right. For me, the alternative is that if we restore the building and spend $100,000 on the deductible, in 6 months, we're gonna be demolishing that building. So I don't know that
Yeah, that makes
that
sense.
does not make any sense. It's not prudent to do that, and it's a waste of taxpayer money. The other thing is the fact that even if we did restore it, and there's another rain, floods, we're gonna be right back to where we are today. We're gonna disrupt our teachers and our instruction and our children and our parents. So the time to do that is now. If we're gonna do that,
My opinion is, it's a no-brainer to put affordable temporarily.
Correct.
And then get our school built. I was just curious how, where these kids were gonna be and where these rooms were. And that it didn't interfere with the construction kids, you know.
right. My biggest concern, Ms. Stenzer, is just to minimize the instruction interruption that we have and that we're servicing the kids to minimize that.
And I met several times with Mr. Mansfield, because I told him, I said, you have to let me know, is this feasible? So he came up with a plan of the 6 classrooms where he could move into Keyburger and how he could absorb these other, how they're being used now, and how he could rearrange things in the main building to take care of that.
And there's a note on one of the pages about computer services to where he's talking about actually having 2 cows available with laptops
Yeah.
to accommodate that. And I'm assuming he's taking into consideration the cafeteria service that the kids are going to require.
Yes, I talked to Ms. Jones Linnell about that, and she said that wouldn't be a problem.
Anybody have any other questions? If there are no other questions, do I have a motion to approve leasing 2 portable buildings for fall and to move first grade classes to Keyburger?
Make a motion.
A motion by Mr. Mullin, I do have a second. Second by Ms. Diastis. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. The board does not have a need to convene an executive session this evening.
Let me ask one more question.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
There's gonna be a time period, they're not gonna demolish that weed right away. Okay. The way it's gonna be locked off, the kids can't go through there, if we're not gonna do any kind of repairs or whatever.
Yeah, as soon as you can get moved out, we would really like to bring in our abatement crew to come in and take all the asbestos out of the building and get the building demolished to allow us to start as quick as we can on other issues as well. So, and also giving us more room to work and utilize that area. We'll temporary fence it off. Coming out of the building they'll be utilizing, we'll take paneled fencing and put it as a chute to come out so they can have a fire escape, route if they needed to from there. When we do the demolition, we'd shut that area down in that area, just the fact that in case something did happen, they'd like to do it hopefully before school started. If not, we'd do that area when there either isn't no school happening at the moment or not. It will take a good amount of time to take off the asbestos in that building as well. And so I would imagine it's going to take several weeks.
And is that, do we have capability to block that off for the kids not being able to get down there? Is there doors or something down there?
Yeah, there's
We'll
doors,
block
but
it
like I
off through
said,
that airway.
we'll put paneled fencing just right there where they can only come straight out of that door and out to the street, that's it. Everything else will be blocked off where they cannot come into that area at all. When my demo contractor comes in too, he'll fence it off too.
So it's feasible in the next 6 weeks that part of the building will be gone, leveled, cleaned up, roped off, fenced off.
In 6 weeks, I can't give you a definitive answer not knowing what his schedule's like. I know he's got several projects going on. 6 weeks could push it, or be close, but our goal and hope is to be started, definitely having a lot of it done within 6 weeks. We'll just have to,
School starts at 7, right?
Right.
sir?
Because school starts at 7.
7 weeks.
7 weeks.
If for a reason we're not done when school starts, I mean, these guys are around schools a lot of periods of times, and so we'll utilize as much safety and precaution as we can.
Yeah, just remind them of the age.
Oh, yeah,
They're
sure.
just babies, and they
Oh, I like
can
the
get it
water
in.
thing.
We have
If there's a desire, they're gonna find a way.
We have an extremely great demo contractor, Camacho. They do a lot of business with us since we've been in business and they've been in business. So he's aware of what's going on and we're excited for them to get started.
Thank you.
Grace, in the event that it does extend over to when school has started, is there going to be a need for the city to block off
No,
that Lake Street in order to do the demolition?
No, they can pull up right next to it, load it out, and drive off. All right, Clay?
Yeah, they'll be on
I don't,
this side of that,
even if we have to, we can take fencing down as well to block it off, if we have to.
I just
but-
said when school starts, so you're gonna have parents picking up kids. That's
Traffic.
Right.
Oh, we wouldn't utilize vehicles or 18-wheelers at that period of time. They would wait until school is in session and out of the way of traffic and everything else. They'll try to work around y'all's schedules, that way that we don't have any inconvenience for the parents.
The one other thing, Mr. Cho, I'm gonna ask is, as we look at the timeline for our teachers and we're moving out, to make sure that we allow them enough time to get their things set into those portables, and they're not scrambling the last 3 or 4 days,
Right.
and it creates stress for them, and it's just not a good way to start the school
We
year.
will put emphasis on that for sure. I'll have my crews ready to do that.
Okay.
Yeah, we just have to, once we get everything finalized with the, portables and get them in there, then we'll have a better time when it's gonna be in, and then we'll get a word out to the teachers to start packing stuff so we can move it.
Yeah. Okay, so how long do you think it'd take to get the portable building set up and functional in there?
Well,
For
with
time,
the-
you know, right now. Yeah, but they gotta order them first, right? Get the order.
Right, then our companies are already called whoever we decide to go with, but they're ready, they've got them in stock already, basically, for lack of a better word. And they're ready to come mobilize and put them in. So what's gonna take the time is actually hooking up the utilities, the plumbing and the electrical and the water. Now, that was the other thing, the water, we have a water well, functioning water well right there that was replaced, hurricane restoration that works. And, I mean, it's just toilets and hand wash, there's no fountains in there. So we're probably gonna hook it up to the water well. That'd be
And our plan is to have water available for the students in the class.
Right, drinking water, in
Correct.
bottles or whatever, something like that. We'll figure something out.
Right, and just for the record, I think it's important to note that when we did DAP and once we made the decision, portables were on site within 2 or 3 weeks. Utilities were hooked up within 10 days.
Right.
And we were ready to rock
And
and
to answer your
roll.
question, it's gonna take a good, I want us to be, once we get them on there, it's gonna take 2 to 3 weeks for it to get set up, ready to be occupied.
And I don't know, Mr. Bennett, how's soon the teachers come in about 2 weeks ahead of time, or you're about 10 days ahead of time before school starts, right? Really, the new teachers come in about 2 weeks ahead for some months. So we, hopefully have them set up by that time so they can actually work inside their classrooms, but they got to set them all up.
Right.
Also contact our contacts with Williams. If the school does use Williams Scotsman, we have a good reputation with them as well. We'll contact them and see if they can expedite the process to get them here. Our electrician is also gonna help expedite getting the power hooked up if we need to as well.
I just think the teachers are gonna show up, 2 weeks prior to school and expect to have classroom ready to go.
That's my goal, make sure it's
Not
ready.
gonna happen, so,
Okay.
Is there any other questions? We put it to a vote. We seconded, we passed it.
Right there.
That's what I'm saying. If there's not any other questions,
No other questions.
if there be no other business before the board, this meeting is adjourned, and it is 6:19.
Thank you very much.
Thank
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.